Hello and welcome to Ycft. This is not our usual Thursday release. This is a subscriber special video. If anyone who watched our year one kind of overview video last year, we set a subscriber goal of 500 by the end of year two, which would be like the end of October, beginning of November. We just hit 100 there. We've just yesterday passed 700. We're currently on 722. I honestly thought it'd be a bit of a stretch to hit 500. This is just a bonus review, and mainly just a thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I don't usually ask people to subscribe.
No, we don't, to be honest.
Feel cheeky. I think I've only done it like once or twice. So the fact that so many in such a short amount of time have done it unprompted,
that really is so special.
Yeah, it really is. So
we're genuinely touched by it.
We decided we were going to do a special one when we hit 500, when we actually hit the number. It's just by the time we've got around to actually making it and releasing it, it's jumped. So hopefully the numbers actually, because this is coming out a week after we record it, so it could be higher than 722. Who knows? We're
baffled.
We're baffled that many people want to sit and listen to us.
Baffled but humbled.
Ramble and listen to Sam sniffing.
Yeah, for the last month. I'm sorry about that. We'll never record again when I'm ill or when David's
We'll never batch record.
No.
2 months worth of content over 2 weekends when the UK is the illest it's been in a very long time.
Sniff count was just a one and done thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this little silly bonus review is for a film that came out in 1984 called The Mutilator.
Otherwise known as
Fall Break.
The amount of times that David and I have just been going around the flat in the last few weeks, just randomly bursting out with Fall Break.
They thought their vacation would be fun. They were wrong.
That was the original name of this film. And do you have it where it's set?
I don't actually know where it's set.
Like coastal town.
Yeah.
Where fall break is essentially a popular thing, which is the opposite to spring break. And apparently when the film was initially released, when I was doing research, I did manage to find the original poster for it, because this film had 4 separate release dates. And apparently just didn't do that well, and they think it might have had something to do with a lot of people didn't know what fall break was.
Fall break.
So they changed the name to The Mutilator.
Which is better.
It's better.
So much better.
The Mutilator poster is incredible.
Oh, it's so...
For me, it's unclear. Someone could clarify this for me. I don't know if it came out theatrically as Mutilator at any point, or if that was just for the home video market, which is where this film did really well. But the opening titles, which is the song is cut as Fall Break, and it goes on for 2 more minutes. The opening title card still says Fall Break.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't have the money to change it.
The song, or the opening song that was clearly written for the film, does not belong in a horror film. I don't think it belongs anywhere, really. If anything, it sounds like the opening to a cheesy sitcom or something. It's like akin to Cheers or something like that. It's so bizarre.
It is. It's really bizarre. So this was directed by a guy called Buddy Cooper.
Yes, this is from the mind of Buddy Cooper. It's written, produced, and directed by this guy.
And it's one I gotta say, when we had this on, because it's been referenced a lot of documentaries we've been watching. I actually have it on the telly now.
One of my favourite kills is just that. I
know. One of the worst.
Oh, God.
I don't think this film is well written, and it's really, even if the characters actually do have some really good chemistry, because apparently this was a really fun film to work on, and a really famous special effects artist was one of his first films. It still says it's one of his favourites. The acting is not good.
No. And
partly through the film, a third of the way that the film was I currently don't know why this film is so special. Why people talk about it in such high regard, how it's got this cult status. I was I'm going to keep watching, because it was one of those films that we basically started it again because I was getting distracted. I was on my phone or going into the kitchen.
We started watching it very late one night.
Every time I looked away, I missed something really weird. And I was I'm going to start this again because there's something about this film that's keeping me into it. And then the kills started happening. I was all right, I get it.
Yeah.
I absolutely get why this film has the reputation that it has. The kills are phenomenal. If you're just looking for a slasher and don't care about acting, writing, before all that stuff, logic, sense, then this is the film for you. And by the end, I was I
agree.
I actually had a great time by the end.
Hey, look, we're doing a video on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it struck a chord somewhere.
But because the film actually opens look, there's spoilers. There's not really anything to spoil. I'm going to get into why. The film opens with it's a mother's birthday.
I think it's the dad's birthday.
The dad's birthday?
Because she's doing the cake for him, I think.
Oh yeah, it is. And the son decides he's going to clean his father's rifles for his birthday.
Yeah.
And
which is,
testing, decides to test them out. For some reason it's loaded, and he accidentally shoots his mother dead.
Accidentally.
Daddy is not happy about that.
Well, you wouldn't think it because the actor's emotion is just basically non-existent. But yes, for the sake of the plot, he's not very pleased about this turn of events.
What I love is the mother in the scene is the director's wife, and the young version of our main character is his real life son.
Yes. This is a low budget movie. Did we mention that?
And I know the place where all the cast stayed was somewhere owned by his uncle. Apparently, the town actually they really wanted to help make this movie, bring a movie production to their little area, and it's a testament to if you have enough drive, you can make a movie.
Yeah, I don't want to shit all over this film.
I know he directed it with someone else. I can't remember his name. There are some scenes in this that look really, really good. In particular, there's a pool scene where the kill is ridiculous. I'll go into plot in a bit. I just want to talk about this particular scene. It's the best looking shot in the whole film.
Arguably.
And they're skinny dipping in this pool, and the killer comes from under the water and drags someone down, and then manages to leave the pool without the other guy seeing. And their logic when filming is, well, how would they not see him in the pool? So they wanted to make the water thick enough so you couldn't see below the surface, but still look like water. So they put milk in it.
Yeah.
And there's some really nice orange and blue light, which is very much a one-day lighting technique, actually. We love those colours. And the way they're reflecting off this weird milky, it gives it almost a metallic look to it. And it just looks fucking gorgeous. I was absolutely baffled by how good this shot looks, considering how bad other bits of the film look.
Praise where praise is due. It was a nicely shot scene.
Even the kill is actually kind of lame in that one.
The kill is shit.
The cinematography and the milk water.
Yeah, exactly.
I really dug.
Yeah, the scene was salvaged.
So
in the end.
What's our main character called? I can't remember any of the characters' names in this film.
Well, okay. Well, the dad is called Big Ed, and so son is called Little Ed or Small. It's just Ed, I guess. It's just
Little Ed. Ed Jr.
Ed Jr. Yeah. We start off with the film with this horrible accident. Father is...
Great kill, though.
It's a good kill. I mean, the squib, or I guess what they have is the blood looks good. The father is just so traumatized by what's happened, although again you wouldn't necessarily think it with the acting. But his son, the relationship is henceforth forever strained. Dad can't forgive his son for what happened. And then we jump ahead in time where little Ed, or Ed Jr., is now in college. So he's roughly around the ages of 17, 18. Fall break. And he gets a phone call from his dad, who he probably hasn't heard from in many years.
I think he has a very strained relationship. His dad very much fell into drinking.
Yeah, his dad is not in a good way. But
he's a big game hunter, isn't he? In his spare time, him and his mates like to hunt. And explains why he had so many rifles at the beginning of the film.
His dad has a condo on the beach, and he rings his son.
Yeah, basically saying that out of the blue, said he wants him to close up the condo.
Yeah.
For the season.
Yeah.
So obviously head into fall
break.
So he decides, because they were trying to decide what they want to do for fall break. They're going to go spend time.
Yeah, Ed decides he's going to take his mates down, and they'll have a little weekend getaway at the beach, and they're going to do some sexy time, and they're going to do some drinking time.
That's probably a bit rude that I'm just watching the movie while we're talking about the movie.
It's an inspiration.
But this kill here with one of the beach security.
I think she's a policeman, to be honest.
It's a beheading, machete to the face, and straight up beheading. Oh, this is basically what Friday the 13th Part 6 wanted to do, but that was going to be a triple beheading, but got cut down.
Got cut. It's a good.
That is a great kill.
The effects are great.
The way the body just kind of flops. It's clearly a dummy, but there's the way the blood squirts, the head rolls off into the torchlight looks really cool, and the body just goes.
So yeah,
love it. Absolutely love it.
They arrive at the condo, and the reason that you said that it's hard to spoil this film is because there aren't really any major spoilers to be had.
it makes it very clear that Big Ed is the killer because, well, we see his face all the time. They still try to hide him in shadows, but we know because they get there and he's like asleep under the deck because they get there and it's like it's open, there's bottles everywhere, so he assumes he's been drinking with his mates.
Yeah.
So he has now decided to lure his son to the condo to extract revenge for killing his mother.
Like 10 years later, for some reason.
Yeah.
For some reason, he's waited until now to put this plan into action.
You can assume that he got blackout drunk, decided now's the time. So for the majority of the film, you can assume he's drunk, even though it goes through to like the next evening.
I kind of think that makes more sense. Like if he's just, he's drunk, he's on a bender, and he's just called his son out of the blue. Like he hasn't really, it's not a lot of premeditation has gone into this.
Yeah.
And then he's
woken
now
up
just
decided that now is the time. These other people are just cannon fodder. So there's nothing.
There is,
it's kind of the annoyance. Like you are waiting
Big
for the characters to learn, or one particular character to learn the information that we all have had from the very beginning, but it still frames the shots as if certain shots as if we're not supposed to know.
See this is.
But then there's other shots that are like full face.
Acting and dialogue, like terrible acting and bad dialogue aside.
There's one scene that returns into a carry-on film.
Yes.
When it's like they're worried because some of their friends haven't came back and. He's like obviously trying to get it on with his girl. Trying to get on with his girlfriend, who's
she's like
the virgin.
Oh no, I don't
and
think she
like,
is.
Is she? Yeah, she is.
I don't think that one is. It's a different couple.
Oh, different couple.
Yeah, different couple. But
yeah,
she's
I'm getting
like
them all completely mixed up.
Well,
now,
they're not memorable. Like who remembers these characters' names? But yeah, she's like, oh please, like go out and look for them, and then when you come back, I'll give you a reward. And then he just like suddenly speeds up, like silent comedy style, trying to get his clothes
then
on.
The music starts playing as well.
It's like almost Benny Hill-esque.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. Yeah, it's like, and that was a moment where I think you were on your phone and then you looked up and this was happening and you were like, wait, what?
Yeah. It was one of those like, I'm going to start this film again.
Yeah. But yeah, a big issue for me, bad dialogue and bad acting aside, is that we know, the audience know, it's the fucking dad. But a whole hour elapses. I asked you to do a timestamp to double check. A whole hour goes by, and these characters, they've started being killed off, but no one knows because he's hiding the bodies. Like we are an hour into the film, and none of the other characters know that shit is going down. Like, it's so slow and there is zero suspense, partly because we know who the killer is, but then also because the characters don't realise they're in danger.
They're playing Blind Man's Bluff, isn't it? Adult version of hide and seek.
I think it's slightly different, but essentially, yeah.
And so they're all like hiding like really obvious places under tables, and Big Ed is walking through the house and they think it's Little Ed.
Yeah.
It's like a scene that could be done really suspensefully if it was made better.
If it was just made a little bit better.
Yeah, but we're just waiting for that. Get made spoilers. Oh, it's my dad. It's like, oh, finally.
I just remember I made this point. I said it was like a really bad Columbo episode where obviously in Columbo we always know who the killer is, but there's, the joy of that
special
show.
Guest.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like the joy of the show is you see Columbo do his thing and figure out who it is, and like play along with them and befriend them and whatnot. Like it's interesting. There is a bit of suspense there. This is just like the shittiest Columbo episode you could ever imagine.
It's like, I think they could have made it so much better by just re-editing the film, so we didn't open the film with the, what do they call it when a child kills their parent?
I think if they kill a mother, it's matricide.
Matricide.
If they kill a father, it's patricide. I think.
Mama and Pata.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mama side, patricide.
It's bad that there's a name for that because it's happened.
Like, if you took that scene and put it after the reveal, it would make so much sense. And that dialogue of he accidentally killed his mother when he was younger. Because then it would kind of be I still don't think it would be great, because you probably could work it out, but then it looks like someone just broken in to the house and had a bender.
Yeah. Yeah. There's ways it could have been better, for sure.
To have the reveal like, oh my god, it's my dad, going to the flashback and killing his son. Okay, that is better.
Yeah.
Rather than just waiting for these dumb characters to catch up.
Yeah.
It's like, I suppose he hasn't seen his dad in years. They wouldn't know what his dad looks like.
I think another thing, just going back.
I know it might not sound like it, but I have been enjoying this. Yeah. I do enjoy this.
We do kind of like it, I promise.
Main weapon of choice is a battle axe as well.
Yeah. just going back to the whole like lack of suspense thing as well. I think another problem now, just sort of thinking about it, and also just kind of having it in my peripheral vision, is what doesn't help with the lack of suspense is the fact that a lot of these characters, for the most part, just kind of walk into their death. It's not Big Ed chasing them down. It's not Big Ed, like there's a final showdown.
To chase them down.
No, it's like the characters in the pool, like one of them is just swimming and then she's pulled under. The guy who she's in the pool with, he walks into the garage, I think, and then Ed just appears out of nowhere and then just like guts him. It's like one of the most poorly acted death scenes ever. But it's glorious.
So cool.
And then we have another scene again where a character is looking for some of his other friends and he's just walking in through doors and then Big Ed appears out of nowhere. It's like they're literally just walking into their death. There is no suspense, and I guess the director was trying to make it suspenseful by thinking, oh, Big Ed could appear out of nowhere at any minute, but it's like the characters don't know they're in danger. So I don't know, it misfires totally. But yeah, it's like Big Ed does not have any personality either. I don't think he has any dialogue throughout the film. Even the phone call with his son at the beginning.
He's got a good physical presence, but...
Yeah, but there's nothing there. Like, there is zero personality. Like, I'm not engaged with this killer. I can't really root for the killer because I know nothing really about this guy.
What he kind of reminded me of?
He's a violent alcoholic.
He's quite similar. He's like a mute version of the killer from Slumber Party Massacre, the very first one.
I guess a little bit, yeah. Like, it's probably the best comparison maybe you could make.
Yeah, because again, he's just a guy in
jeans. He's just
jeans.
a guy, like a middle-aged man, yeah.
It was when, because it's a weed whacker, I think he kills one of them with, like that really cool kill.
Oh, yeah.
It's just kind of sick because it's the same length of the massive, like, telephone wire, or telephone company drill that he uses in the...
Yeah.
What's his name in that?
What, in Slumber Party Massacre?
Yeah, the killer. What's his name?
Oh,
the driller killer.
Russ
Vaughn.
Russ Vaughn.
Yeah, he's very similar to Russ Vaughn.
He is actually, yeah. Demographically.
Appearance-wise as well.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, and it literally comes at the very, very end, way too late in the film, before little Ed realises, oh shit, it's my dad.
It's my dad.
It's my dad. Although I do like the car scene.
Oh, the car scene that is the second, like after the pool, it's the best shot of the entire movie.
Should we talk a bit more about the positives of this? Like, we've mentioned the kills.
Well, break down particular kills.
Yes.
There's one that's very hard to watch, which is like a fishing hook.
Oh, okay. Right. So this is a character called Sue. And Sue is... And she's a good character. She's not Pam, who is basically our final girl in this. But she's...
Pam is quite smart as a final girl.
I want to talk about Pam.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to Pam for sure. But yeah, Sue ends up getting separated from Pam and little Ed. Ed Jr. is probably the best way to call him. But and she ends up in a garage again with Big Ed. He subdues her. He gets a fishing hook, and it's kind of made. It looks as though he's inserting it through Sue from that end, but I think
One Tree Branch style.
In a close up, in a close up, it actually looks more like it goes in sort of through her pelvis. But there is a shot where it's kind of implied it goes somewhere else, and it was. I mean, I was crossing my legs throughout that. It was gruesome to watch.
Gruesome. It is what saves this movie. It
is, yeah. And Pam as well, our final girl, Pam. So Pam is the virgin. She's dating Ed, little Ed, and he's kind of hoping that tonight will be the night where we can consummate the relationship. Pam is a virgin. She's kind of happy to stay a virgin. She doesn't want to have sex with Ed that night, and he's respectful of that and whatnot. But Pam notices that something is wrong. Like, friends are leaving the condo and they're not coming back to the condo. No one is responding when we're calling out for them. So Pam decides that they need to GTFO, basically.
Yeah. I think even before they do eventually start discovering some bodies, she's like,
something's
we just
wrong.
need to go. And I'm like,
let's just fucking leave. Yeah.
You're smart.
Pam is really, really smart, and I like that. And Sue, she wakes up Sue, or I think Sue maybe is already awake at this point, but it's Pam that's like, Sue, get dressed now, leave your stuff, just get dressed and meet us back downstairs, but hurry the fuck up.
It's even early in the film, when they get there,
fair play.
She has a feeling that something's
Something's off.
Just the state they get there, the fact that the battle axe is missing.
Yeah.
She wants to inform the police straight away that we're not quite sure.
Yeah. And then Big Ed eventually does attack his son, and I think it's Pam that subdues Big Ed, and she gets Little Ed. They get in the car together. The car won't start.
At this point, Ed still doesn't realise it's his father because he was in the shadow.
It was in the shadow.
Really cool shadow shot of like him with a battle axe as well. It's quite cool.
I do actually like the car scene because Pam's is the one who's trying to drive. Little Ed's leg is injured, so she's trying to start the car. It won't start.
Well, apparently that was because when he stabs him in the leg, that was meant to be like a one-take shot of it going in.
Yeah.
But I think when he was like practicing it, he did it anyway.
Yeah.
With all the cameras rolling, so they just started rolling to show the afterwards bit. And it was like budget. It was a one and done type shot, and the actor had accidentally already done it.
Yeah, it still looked good, but Little Ed can't drive, and then they can't start the car.
Well, they flood the gas tank.
Yeah.
That's something that people of our generation just can't understand.
But there is but there is a little moment between them where they think Big Ed is subdued, like he's out for the count, so they just they're panting in the car like the adrenaline, and they just sort of look at each other and they're like, oh my god. Just like, what the fuck has happened tonight? And I just kind of like that little moment, like it's a vulnerable moment between them.
This is a cool shot. It's weird, he's like a trophy, he's putting bodies up on like hooks.
Oh, yeah.
In the shed. And it's like the decapitated body of the cop. Like he puts the head on and then just ties the body up, but then like it's kind of like lit by the torchlights. It's from the poster.
Yeah.
And I say there's some shots in this that look really, really good.
This is the carry-on moment that's about to happen.
It is.
But yeah, and anyway, Big Ed, he clambers on top of the car because he's not out for the count. He tries to break in through the, what you call it, like the window on top of a car.
It's a convertible, isn't it?
It's a convertible.
It's convertible, so he's trying to like hack his way through the fabric.
She gets the cigarette lighter, which is not a thing anymore, and she fucking burns his hand. Well, she like stretches it across his hand and it rips away the skin. And
reverses the car just into a wall.
Which fucking
splits him in half.
Yeah.
Apparently the original version, I think it was meant to it's the carry-ons, it's so dumb.
Yeah,
it's so fucking dumb.
It's just dumb.
But I also
split in half.
I also kind of like it in some. I don't
yeah.
know. Right. I know the original scene that was meant to take place on like a bridge, and they're gonna have like the bridge like come together, but obviously did not have
the budget
for something like that, and it looked really cool. So they just buried the actor off inside. Like more cops turned up.
Yeah.
One last ditch attempt swings and slices the leg off a cop, and they actually just got a war veteran to play that role.
Yeah, they did.
It's someone with one leg.
It's like Big Ed's final act of violence. It's like he's clearly dying, but he's just, I'm going to cut this leg off just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
And then he finally slumps over.
It's cool. It's really cool.
Right, yeah, I can't argue. Like, the kills are great. The effects are incredible. They are the saving grace of the movie. Something I did also note, I mentioned it to you a few times, is seaside or coastal themed horror films are very, very rare. Like, they are, I don't know if I go so far as to say they're a subgenre, because they're not, but it's as a setting, we don't really get a lot of them. And the only really ones we could think of were I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is also set in like a little seaside community, and of course Jaws, literally set on the water.
Obviously there will be others, they're the ones that come to mind.
They're the two that come to mind. And I really like the seaside backdrop. And I do like how Big Ed, as weak as he is as a killer, he uses implements and weapons that, you know, are kind of fit in with that seaside theme, like a fishing hook or, you know. Just
thinking the line of dialogue from other films, like, oh, my dad once joked that he's hunted everything on Earth except man. So maybe I think this is the last thing he wants to do.
Maybe.
Just clocks, he has a photo, doesn't he? Like, for some reason, there's a framed photo of a man he ran over with a jet ski. He's like, oh yeah, my dad ran over him with a jet ski, but that's actually the director in that photo. It's like, no one clocks that that's weird.
It's a framed photo of this horribly mutilated man that's just sitting on a coffee table. And no one bats an eyelid about it. It's strange. One of the many strange things about the movie. But yeah, I just personally would like to see more like coastal horrors. If that is a thing, probably should explore some more. What
we found out just while researching the film, while I watched it, the director never did anything else after this. Basically, it took too long for the film to start making money to recoup the losses on it. So he just never directed again.
No.
Until last year. When he has directed a sequel that is coming out later this year, Mutilator 2.
Mutilator 2. The poster looks amazing for it, by the way.
The poster looks amazing. I don't think the trailer looked great.
You said it was shite.
Yeah. But I'm going in and looking for the kills. I did notice that the guy... Because it's very meta, because, you know, it's the 2020s.
Yeah.
It has to be meta. And it's about the filming of a sequel to Mutilator, and people start getting killed. So it's an excuse for them. I think they've confirmed a fair few of the original cast members are coming back to it. And I
think so.
They concentrate on a guy with a prosthetic leg. Well, that's got to be that cop then.
That's got to be the cop. Yeah, yeah.
And he's come back to write and direct it. And
yeah.
I love that.
I do as well.
I absolutely adore that. No matter what state the film ends up being, I am going to watch that, and I'm probably going to enjoy it.
I know we've kind of shit all over this film a little bit, but, you know, it takes a lot of will and blood, sweat and tears and commitment to make a film. Like, regardless of what you think the finished product is like, it does take a lot of effort. It's a team effort. And to not only write, but to direct and produce your own film, like that is a feat. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, credit where credit is due.
And this film is still being, I know it's had, like, either the Arrow films or the Scream Factory. It's had, like, the special edition Blu-ray done, a lot of it restored, scenes put back in. There's been a documentary on the making of it. People, and when we watch, like, In Search of Darkness and stuff like that,
yeah,
people always talk about Mutilator.
Well, the first time I heard of this was when I watched Dead Meat's kill count on it, which is a few years ago, and I'm one of those really terrible people where I will watch the kill count before I've seen the film sometimes. And I think at the time I was like, oh, you know, Mutilator, I'll never be able to see this. It's not available in the UK. So I went ahead and I watched the kill count, and that was when I first became aware of it. But as I say, like, that was at least like 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It is in the UK. It is on Shudder at the moment.
It is on. Yeah, I mean, we watched it. I mean, would you get this on Blu-ray or DVD if you found it?
I did look. I did look.
You did look.
I did. And
we were unsuccessful.
Oh no, I found it. It was just I wasn't willing to pay £18 for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. We found it online, right? Not in a DVD store.
I think I had to go to Arrow Films' like website, but I found it, and then I swear I've also found the Howling 2.
The Howling 2, which you were tempted by.
I'm still very tempted by. Anyone who's seen our Howling video knows how much I adore that film, but I've not seen any sequels other than like Howling Reborn from like 10 years ago, which was dreadful. So I do want to explore, especially Howling 2. I am quite excited for Mutilator 2. I'm happy that he's had a chance to come back and do another film.
Look, I think it's a guarantee we are gonna watch Mutilator 2. By hook or by crook, we will track it down and we will watch it.
Oh, what's the tagline for this? Like by axe?
It's like by axe, by knife, by sword, bye. It's so weird. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
It's so by axe, by pick, by sword, bye.
Do you know what though?
It's so.
But I would still get that poster.
Oh, the poster's incredible.
If it's available, I do really like
Amazingly
it. The artwork is cool.
What's that? Technically, so this is like the second. We watched this 2.5 times.
2.5.
2.5 times in the last week.
Yeah.
It's almost like The Room level of acting. I know you've not seen it. Like a lot of people might get that. It's not as bad because like I said this has something The Room doesn't. There's chemistry, and I believe that these people actually did get along really well in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you got any more notes on this one?
I don't think I do. I mean, it's a fun like little background movie, The Mutilator.
It's a proper little cheesy slasher.
It is worth a watch. Like, this is when people talk about badly made horror films, schlocky horror films from the 80s where characters just want to have sex and like doing like this is like a shining example of that stereotype of what people equate horror films with. Like you're looking at The Mutilator.
Yeah.
It's a teen slasher film from 1984. Bad dialogue, bad acting, bad plot really, but the effects save it.
The kills.
Yeah.
It's even just past one there where it's like a pitchfork through the neck, which looks really cool.
Yeah, and it breaks because he's done it, impaled him with so much force.
And then lifted him up afterwards. Yeah. And it's like, if the kills were anything less, then this film would have been forgotten.
Yeah, I totally.
But it kind of shows again, it's like how powerful the home video market was in the 80s.
Yeah. Oh yeah, these two characters go to bed fully clothed.
Yeah, why? Why do they go to bed
Just a
fully
sidebar.
I completely forgot how weird that is.
It's very convenient because they are going to need to be up and about in a minute. But I mean, he's literally in jeans.
Yeah.
And he's in bed.
No
under
man
the duvet.
sleeps in jeans.
No man should, anyway.
No. You can be like the most blackout drunk ever. And I'm not saying the is. But you always take your pants off when you go to bed. Right.
That was the Mutilator.
That is the Mutilator. Honestly, it's definitely worth
It is. We're checking
a
it
watch.
out.
I wouldn't recommend it if you're not a horror fan and you're trying to get into the genre. It's probably not the
Absolutely.
best one to jump in at.
I would not recommend this for I would not recommend this for someone trying to dip their toe into horror for sure. This will be sure to turn them away.
If you're already a genre fan and you just want to have a good time, that is what this film is.
Yeah.
Probably this. I'm hoping the same for the second one. All I want is kills that are just as good as they are in this one.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
But I like that the director's had a chance to come back.
He's had a chance. He's done
And
a second
so he knows
movie.
that his film was loved.
Yeah.
And the fact that like all these, because I don't think a lot of these went into acting. I think one or two might have.
I think Little Ed he's an actor, like he's a coach or something, or he teaches acting at a school or something like that.
Please don't tell me he shows them this.
Well.
That's an example of what not to do. But they obviously enjoyed it enough to want to come back.
Yeah, they did. Exactly.
Is great.
So,
thanks, guys. Like I said, this is... I didn't expect this to be like a half-hour long video, to be honest. Little bonus episode. This is a subscriber special. This is a video for you guys. Slightly different format. Like, obviously, we recorded this right after our Scream video last week.
Yes.
Just thank you for the growth we've had so far in 2023. Honestly, it's blown our minds.
We are blown back on our asses by the level of support that we've had in the last few weeks. It's been great.
It really has, and we never expected. I thought we'd struggle to get to 500 because it took us a year to get to like 100.
Yeah.
I thought 500 was proper pushing it, and everyone likes to see their content grow. But at the end of the day, we do this. We love slowly building community. We see more comments coming in, and we do see.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Comments. We try to respond to.
It's lovely.
As many as we can. And it's just nice. But at the end of the day, we also do this because we enjoy it.
Yeah. We do. We love
like
horrors.
We both work full time, and to trying to get a video out every week, it's like we wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it.
No, exactly.
Because it does take a lot of time to research, film, and edit.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
Like,
it is fun.
Spontaneous video on this random little slasher film from 1984. We've got this outlet we can put it out on.
Yeah, exactly.
See if other people have seen it. Because usually I find that like we get the best comments on really obscure films. Yeah. And I love that.
I do as well. So yeah, little community.
Yeah. Have you seen Mutilator? Are you going to see Mutilator 2? Do you have any, like, specifically? I know we get a lot more comments, but I very rarely get responses when I ask questions.
No, yeah. That's the next
One day.
step.
Find us another film within this type of subgenre, like schlocky, cheesy, poorly acted slashers. Because, let's be fair, potentially at this year we might hit 1,000 subscribers, and we're going to have to do another special.
Yeah, get a little treat.
So I kind of want to get the ball rolling in letting you guys pick a movie for us.
Yeah.
Rather than us picking one.
Yeah.
I think eventually I'll put a poll up, but God, he does have some strength, this guy, doesn't he? Like one-handed.
There goes Sue.
There goes Sue.
Oh God.
All right, we're about to see that kill again. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys, and thanks for stopping by. Those of you who come here every week.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by every week, and all our recent subscribers. Thanks. Yeah. We'll see you next week. I can't remember what comes after this one. It's either Evil Dead 2013 or The Faculty.
I think you said Evil Dead first.
I think I said Evil Dead first. All right, Evil Dead will be out in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Obviously in the build up to Evil Dead Rise coming out next month.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's the hook.
Oh God, yeah, there goes. I don't know if this will be something I'd continue to do in the future because I'm going to have to time these shots up if I'm talking about them. Yeah, it definitely is going more through the pelvis.
It is, but for a minute there, it's touch and go.
So I know this was cut down a little bit, and I think they have added a lot of shots back in. Like, it is.
Oh. It's grim.
It's probably I'd say it's probably one of the best kills in a horror film I've ever seen.
Crossing my legs.
Just for, like, uniqueness.
Yep.
Yeah. So, we will, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.
Bye.